From the dawn of time, color has been an intrinsic, often invisible, architect of our existence. It paints our natural world with breathtaking diversity, from the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks, guiding our eyes, shaping our emotions, and silently dictating our perceptions. Yet how often do we truly pause to consider the profound, multifaceted power of these hues? Imagine a world devoid of color, a monochrome existence with a vibrant flush of a sunset, the soothing green of a forest, or the startling blue of a tropical sea are mere shades of gray. Such a reality is almost unimaginable, underscoring color's pervasive influence not just on our visual landscape, but on our very understanding of the world. It's an ancient language spoken by every facet of life, from the intricate patterns of a butterfly's wings to the rich tapestry of human culture. Across millennia, humanity has been captivated by color. Our ancestors, with their primal palettes, harnessed its power to adorn caves, to signify status, and to perform sacred rituals. They instinctively understood that color was more than a mere visual phenomenon. It was a force capable of evoking awe, fear, and desire. Pigments sourced from the earth, ochre, charcoal, clay, became extensions of their spiritual and social identities. From the resplendent gold of ancient Egyptian sarcophagi, symbolizing divinity and eternity, to the delicate blues and greens of Mesopotamian glazed bricks adorning majestic gates, color became synonymous with power, wealth, and faith. Consider the vivid frescoes of Pompeii, frozen in time, their brilliant reds, yellows, and blues speaking volumes about the daily lives and aesthetic values of a bygone era. Or the intricate mosaics of Byzantium, where thousands of tiny, gleaming tesserae created shimmering images of saints and emperors. Even the humble textile, painstakingly dyed, carried a weight of meaning, indicating status, origin, or allegiance. Color is not merely a superficial overlay. It is a fundamental pillar of human experience, a silent storyteller that chronicles our history, defines our cultures, and profoundly influences our psychology. It's the unnoticed force that has shaped our decisions, stirred our emotions, and guided our spiritual journeys. This series will peel back the layers of the spectrum, revealing the unseen power of color, and how these elemental hues have, in countless ways, forged our world. From the earliest flickers of consciousness, humanity forged its primal dialogue with pigment. Deep within ancient caves, our ancestors discovered color's profound power. This wasn't mere aesthetics. It was a fundamental interaction, imprinting their understanding, fears, and beliefs onto enduring stone. The revelation of vibrant ochre, a gift from the soil, sharply contrasted with a world defined by light and shadow, sparking humanity's first artistic impulse. Early humans meticulously gathered raw materials. Red and yellow ochres from iron-rich clays were scraped from rock faces. Black pigments came from manganese dioxide or campfire charcoal. white from kaolin clay or ground calcite. These elemental hues, limited yet potent, formed humanity's first artistic expressions. Grinding stones became the earliest palettes, where pigments were crushed, mixed with binders like animal fat or plant sap, transforming them into a workable medium. Within the sanctified darkness of a cave, under the dance of firelight, an artist would begin. With practiced hands, pigment was applied directly with fingers or rudimentary brushes fashioned from twigs or animal hair. The cave walls became vast canvases, bearing witness to stunning depictions of powerful animals, bison, mammoths, horses, imbued with a life force that still resonates. These were intricate narratives meant to ensure successful hunts, venerate spirits, or transmit knowledge across generations. The choice of color was rarely arbitrary. Red, linked to blood and life, held immense symbolic significance, associated with fertility, power, and the sacred. Black, embodying night or the unknown, might represent death or the underworld, but also clarity of outlines. These foundational shades, each carrying weight, formed a primal communication transcending spoken words. Through these applications, humanity began to categorize, signify, and imbue meaning into the visual world, laying the groundwork for all future engagements with color. This was the genesis of art, the dawn of symbolism, and the indelible mark of humanity's primal connection to the unseen power of hues. From the earthy ochres and charcoals of ancient caves, humanity's relationship with color evolved, driven by innovation, trade, and an insatiable desire for distinction. This pursuit led to pigments of unparalleled rarity and symbolic power, none more legendary than Tyrian purple. It was in the bustling maritime cities of Phoenicia, particularly Tyre and Sidon, that a secret industry flourished, transforming the humble murex snail into the emblem of empires. The Phoenicians, master seafarers and traders, built their vast wealth not just on timber and glass, but on this precious dye. The process was arduous and ecologically demanding. Thousands upon thousands of murex snails, painstakingly harvested from the Mediterranean seabed, were the raw material. Laborers, toiling under the relentless Levantine sun, would gather these spiny creatures, bringing them to massive coastal workshops. There, the snails were systematically crushed, releasing a pungent yellowish fluid from a tiny hypobranchial gland. This wasn't the purple itself, but a precursor. The crushed snails and their secretions were then placed into large vats, often made of lead, where they underwent a prolonged fermentation process. Here, sunlight and air played a critical role, slowly initiating a complex photochemical reaction. The mixture, initially an unpleasant yellowish green, gradually transformed through shades of blue and violet. Over days, sometimes weeks, the odorous brew would deepen, revealing the coveted hue. The stench emanating from these dyeworks was infamous, so overpowering that Roman laws eventually dictated they be located outside city walls. Once the desired shade was achieved, wool, linen, or silk fabrics were steeped in the vats, absorbing the precious, permanent pigment. The result was a color impervious to light and washing, a truly fast dye, ranging from a vibrant reddish purple to a deep majestic violet. Tyrian purple's brilliance and durability made it immensely valuable. It became a universal signifier of royalty, divinity, and immense wealth across the ancient world. Roman emperors, Byzantine monarchs, and high priests adorned themselves in its splendor, making it literally worth its weight in gold. The Phoenicians, through their mastery of this singular color, didn't just trade goods, they traded power, prestige, and a visible manifestation of authority, forever changing how hues forged our world. From the rarefied world of Tyrian purple, the tapestry of color continued to weave its intricate patterns across human civilization, profoundly shaping the medieval era. As ancient empires waned, the production of true Tyrian purple became increasingly scarce, its secrets and supply chains disrupted. Yet the human need for symbolic color, for hues that communicated power, divinity, and identity, only intensified. The Middle Ages saw color ascend to new heights of significance, becoming an indispensable language within both the sacred spaces of the Church and the sovereign realms of kings and knights. Within the hallowed halls of Europe's burgeoning cathedrals, light itself was transformed into a divine spectacle. Master artisans, heirs to ancient Roman glass-making traditions, crafted monumental stained glass windows. These breathtaking creations were not merely decorative, they were didactic canvases, illuminating biblical narratives for a largely illiterate populace. Rich blues, vibrant reds, and luminous greens, carefully fused with lead, filtered ethereal light onto stone floors and worshippers, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that elevated the spirit and reinforced religious doctrine. Rich blues, vibrant reds, and luminous greens, carefully fused with lead, filtered ethereal light onto stone floors and worshippers, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that elevated the spirit and reinforced religious doctrine. Each pane a costly testament to devotion and architectural ingenuity, turned churches into veritable jeweled reliquaries. Beyond the spiritual, color was equally potent in defining earthly power and lineage. The age of chivalry saw the explosion of heraldry, a sophisticated system where families, noble houses, and kingdoms adopted distinct colors and emblems. A knight's shield, a lord's banner, a monarch's royal standard, each was a vibrant declaration of allegiance, status, and identity on the battlefield or in the jousting arena. Crimson might signify courage, while azure denoted loyalty, and gold represented generosity. These colors, often derived from expensive pigments, were meticulously applied to textiles, manuscripts, and regalia, transforming mere fabric into potent symbols of authority. These colors, often derived from expensive pigments, were meticulously applied to textiles, manuscripts, and regalia, transforming mere fabric into potent symbols of authority. The procurement of these dyes remained an arduous endeavor. Vibrant blues came from woad and later imported indigo. Rich reds relied on madder, or the even more precious kermes insect dye. Greens were often a mix. The painstaking process of dyeing, weaving, and embroidering meant that truly vivid, fast colors were luxuries, accessible only to the wealthy elite. Thus, color became an unambiguous marker of social hierarchy, cloaking monarchs, consecrating sacred spaces, and distinguishing the elite, solidifying its role as a fundamental instrument in the construction of medieval society's most profound expressions. As the medieval world transitioned into the age of exploration, the quest for wealth expanded beyond gold and spices to encompass an equally transformative, though often overlooked commodity: color. Europe's palette, while rich in symbolic meaning, was limited by indigenous dyes like woad and madder, or costly imports from Asia. The discovery of new continents, however, unleashed a global pigment rush that would fundamentally reshape art, fashion, and economies. The arduous voyages across vast unknown oceans were not solely for precious metals. Spanish galleons, initially laden with silver, soon returned from the Americas bearing holds full of another treasure: cochineal. This tiny insect, painstakingly cultivated on nopal cacti in Mexico, produced a crimson dye of unparalleled intensity and vibrancy, far surpassing anything previously known in Europe. Its rich, deep red became the hallmark of royalty, military uniforms, and high fashion, quickly eclipsing the older, less brilliant kermes dye. A single pound of cochineal required an astonishing 70,000 insects, making its collection an immense, labor-intensive enterprise, yet its value propelled it to become one of the most significant exports from the New World. Simultaneously, the global trade networks brought new sources of indigo to prominence. While an ancient dye, the sheer scale and intensity of indigo cultivation in India and later the American colonies revolutionized blue production.
Previously, European woad offered only a muted blue. Now, vast plantations across tropical regions provided a deep, fast, and brilliant indigo that flooded European markets. This blue gold allowed for the widespread creation of vibrant blue textiles, democratizing a color once reserved for the elite and religious institutions. The influx of cochineal and indigo sparked an industrial and artistic revolution. Weavers and dyers in bustling European centers like Venice, Florence, and eventually England suddenly had access to an unprecedented spectrum of brilliant, stable colors. Art, too, transformed as painters gained new pigments to infuse their canvases with dazzling hues. The global pigment rush thus became a testament to human ingenuity and global interconnectedness, demonstrating that even the subtlest shades could drive empires, reshape cultures, and forever alter the way humanity perceived and utilized the power of color. As the vibrant pigments from the global pigment rush transformed economies and art, humanity's innate understanding of color's power took on new dimensions. Beyond mere aesthetics or material value, specific hues became potent banners wielded by both the powerful to assert dominance and by the oppressed to ignite rebellion. Color, in essence, transformed into a silent language of authority and dissent, shaping the course of history. For centuries, monarchs and emperors meticulously guarded their palettes. Tyrian purple, a legacy from the Phoenicians, remained the exclusive preserve of Roman emperors, a visual shorthand for divinity and imperial might.
Its scarcity and arduous extraction ensured its status as the ultimate symbol of supreme power, forbidding its use by commoners under penalty of death. Later, rich crimson and deep gold became synonymous with European royalty, woven into tapestries, banners, and ceremonial robes, projecting an unmistakable aura of majesty and wealth. The papacy, too, adopted a distinct chromatic code, with cardinals robed in scarlet and the Pope himself often adorned in pristine white and gold, each shade meticulously chosen to convey spiritual authority and unwavering tradition. These colors were not just decorative, they were carefully constructed visual narratives of legitimate rule, designed to inspire awe and obedience. However, as societies evolved, color's symbolic force was harnessed by those challenging the established order. During the Age of Revolutions, simple swatches of fabric became declarations of defiance. The tricolor cockade of the French Revolution, combining the royal white with the Parisian colors of blue and red, transformed into a potent emblem of republicanism, worn proudly by sans-culottes and revolutionaries alike, a direct challenge to the monarchy's sole claim on national identity. In America, the nascent Stars and Stripes, with its red, white, and blue, symbolized a new nation born of rebellion, each color imbued with virtues like valor, purity, and justice. Red, once the color of kings, was reclaimed by the people, symbolizing their spilled blood and revolutionary fervor. Thus, from the regal robes of ancient emperors to the humble cockades of revolutionaries, color transcended its chemical origins. It became a profound tool of political communication, capable of uniting factions, declaring allegiances, and articulating the very essence of power, both held and contested. Color indeed did not merely adorn history, it actively shaped its narrative.
While color once signified divine right or revolutionary fervor, its very nature was about to undergo a seismic shift, driven not by monarchs or manifestos, but by industrial innovation. The mid-19th century ushered in an era where the ancient, laborious methods of natural dye extraction began to yield to the burgeoning science of chemistry. Suddenly, color, once a luxury reserved for the elite, was poised for democratization, ready to infuse everyday life with unprecedented brilliance. The catalyst for this transformation emerged in 1856 in a modest London laboratory. A young chemist named William Henry Perkin, attempting to synthesize quinine, instead stumbled upon a novel, brilliant purple substance. This accidental discovery, which he named mauveine, marked the birth of the first synthetic organic dye. It was a hue previously rare and costly, now producible cheaply and in abundance, a true marvel of chemical synthesis. Perkin's breakthrough ignited a revolution across Europe. Soon, chemists, fueled by competitive fervor and scientific curiosity, were racing to synthesize new colors from the unlikely source of coal tar, vibrant anilines that offered an unprecedented spectrum of shades, vivid reds, intense blues, radiant greens. Soon, chemists, fueled by competitive fervor and scientific curiosity, were racing to synthesize new colors from the unlikely source of coal tar, vibrant anilines that offered an unprecedented spectrum of shades, vivid reds, intense blues, radiant greens. These synthetic dyes possessed superior light fastness and brilliance compared to their natural predecessors,
And crucially, they were far more accessible and consistent. The impact was immediate and profound. Fashion, previously dictated by the limited and often dull palette of natural pigments, exploded into a kaleidoscope of bold new hues. Working-class individuals could now afford garments in colors once reserved for royalty, blurring ancient sartorial distinctions and sparking a new era of personal expression. The streets of Victorian cities, once muted by earthy tones, became vibrant canvases of individual and collective style. Beyond clothing, the dye revolution permeated every facet of society. Textiles, home furnishings, and even printed materials embraced the new chromatic possibilities, transforming interiors and public spaces. Beyond clothing, the dye revolution permeated every facet of society. Textiles, home furnishings, and even printed materials embraced the new chromatic possibilities, transforming interiors and public spaces. Artists, too, found new inspiration and mediums, challenging traditional palettes and pushing the boundaries of visual expression with these readily available intense pigments.
The shift from natural rarity to industrial abundance fundamentally reshaped humanity's relationship with color, moving it from the exclusive to the universal. It was a testament to human ingenuity, the ability to conjure from inert substances a spectrum of dazzling brilliance, forever altering the visual landscape of the world. This democratization of color marked not just a technological leap, but a societal one, proving that true power could also lie in accessibility, transforming the very fabric of daily life for millions across the globe. The democratization of color, born from the dye revolution, didn't just transform fashion and art. It inadvertently laid the groundwork for a far more subtle, yet equally pervasive influence: the science of color psychology. As the 20th century unfurled, marketers, advertisers, and designers began to meticulously study how different hues evoke specific emotions and influence human behavior. No longer just a matter of aesthetic preference, color became a strategic tool, a silent language wielded to shape perceptions and drive decisions. Think of the vivid red of a fast food logo, designed to stimulate appetite and urgency, or the calming blues and greens favored by financial institutions, aiming to convey trust and stability. Luxury brands often gravitate towards deep blacks, golds, and silvers, projecting exclusivity and sophistication, while eco-conscious products typically employ earthy greens and serene blues to suggest natural purity and sustainability. This isn't mere coincidence. It's rooted in our primal responses and cultural associations. Red, historically linked to danger and passion, grabs immediate attention. Blue, reminiscent of sky and water, often brings feelings of serenity and reliability. Yellow, associated with sunlight, can evoke cheerfulness, but in certain contexts, also caution. From product packaging on supermarket shelves to the intricate interfaces of digital apps, every shade is carefully chosen. A marketing campaign's success can hinge on the precise color palette used in its advertisements, subconsciously guiding consumer choices before a single word is read. This deliberate application extends beyond commerce, influencing spatial design in hospitals for healing, schools for learning, and even political campaigns to foster particular sentiments. Today, with vast data analytics and advanced psychological research, the art of color manipulation has become an exact science. Corporations invest heavily in understanding the nuanced impact of every hue, recognizing that color is not just seen, but felt. It's a powerful non-verbal communication tool, silently orchestrating our moods, memories, and ultimately our actions. Thus, from the ancient ochre paintings to the synthetic marvels of the industrial age, and now to the carefully curated palettes of the digital realm, color remains an unseen yet undeniably potent force. It's the enduring canvas of the human mind, perpetually shaping our world, one hue at a time, reminding us that even in our most rational moments, our primal connection to the spectrum of light continues to guide us. From the primal ochre on cave walls, through the arduous pursuit of Tyrian purple, to the vibrant stained glass of cathedrals and the revolutionary synthetic dyes that democratized hue, color has woven an uninterrupted tapestry through human history. It has been a sacred emblem, a mark of power, a scientific marvel, and a commercial tool. But beyond its utility, its symbolism, and its strategic application lies an even deeper, more fundamental truth: our enduring, often subconscious connection to the spectrum of light itself. This connection isn't merely cultural, it's intrinsically human. The blues of a clear sky calm us. The fiery oranges of a sunset inspire awe. The lush greens of nature rejuvenate our spirit. These universal responses, echoing through millennia, remind us that color is more than just a pigment or a wavelength. It's a primal language understood by all, a silent symphony playing on the canvas of our consciousness. We see it in the enduring artistry of ancient Egyptian sarcophagi, their vibrant pigments defying time, speaking of eternal life. We witness it in the intricate patterns of indigenous textiles, where every thread tells a story through its carefully chosen dyes. It lives in the delicate brushstrokes of a Renaissance master, capturing light and shadow, emotion and narrative through a carefully ground palette. Even today, as we navigate a world saturated with manufactured hues, our foundational responses persist. The calming blue of a hospital gown, the urgent red of an emergency vehicle, the celebratory gold of a medal. These are echoes of ancient associations, refined and reinterpreted for a modern age. Color remains the most immediate form of communication, bypassing intellect to speak directly to our souls. It shapes our perceptions of reality, informs our emotional landscape, and guides our decisions in ways we rarely acknowledge. As we look back, it becomes clear that humanity's journey is inextricably linked to its relationship with color. From the first accidental splash of pigment to the sophisticated digital screens that define our contemporary existence, color has not merely reflected our world, it has actively forged it. It is the invisible architect of our shared experience, a constant, vital presence. So, the next time you gaze upon a vibrant painting, choose a brightly colored garment, or simply watch the changing hues of the sky, remember this: you are not just seeing color, you are participating in a timeless dialogue, an ancient conversation with the spectrum that continues to define who we are.
How will the colors we choose today shape the world of tomorrow?